Fun fact: coopers are one of those professions that can't be easily. It is finished Christian John shirt. From a slave-owning ancestor of hers. Emancipated slaves often received the last names of their former masters. I don't give a fuck about, it was a different time. Honestly, there's no excuse for a failure of humanity on that level. There were enough abolitionists that clearly it was more than possible to see that it was wrong. People just didn't want to. By independence, about half the states had already banned slavery, and it was a major point of contention during the drafting of the Constitution. That was 3 generations before the Civil War, where this nation lived with slavery states in the South and free states in the North, where abolitionism was vocal and mainstream. It is finished Christian John shirt. Tank top, V-neck. Ladies' tee for men and women. Tank top, V-neck. So no, it was a different time. Defense doesn't hold water. The notion that slavery was wrong was not a fringe idea that is only now obvious in retrospect. They knew it was wrong. Or at the very least, they knew that a huge number of other white people opposed the practice and wanted to end it. They knew. I didn't know anything about my father's side of the family until after my mother died. She traced her side of the family extensively but refused to tell me much about my father's family, since he walked out and left her with 4 kids to raise. Most of my mother's family were businessmen or craftsmen, and I couldn't find any who fought in the Civil War despite living in the South, except for one who fought for the Union. I don't see it as just a different time. There were people back then that knew it was wrong. It is finished Christian John shirt. And refused to fight for the Confederacy. Was it being immoral to own another human being? If some people could know it was wrong, then everyone had that capacity. They just chose to put their own interests first. Official: it is finished Christian John sweatshirt. Hoodie. Sweatshirt. Hoodie. When I started researching my father's side, it led me even deeper south, and I found my great-great-grandfather and his brother both owned plantations in Georgia. My brothers and it is finished Christian John shirt. Confederate flags. Because we were born and raised in the South, claimed it to be about heritage. There was only on Civil War soldier on my mother's side, and they were Union. But before I told my siblings, the Confederacy was not about our heritage. I wanted to see who fought during the Civil War on my father's side. I couldn't find anything. Apparently they owned too many slaves and had too much money to actually go fight. It made me ill seeing all those names on a slave schedule listed like property of my ancestors. However, I promptly told my siblings none of our family, other products,